Awesome. Welcome, Linda. I am so excited. It is Thursday morning, and we get to have a great conversation, which we didn't even talk about what our topic was.
That's okay. I know what my topic is today. Working through distractions. And that is a total personal thing for me today. Um, even when you're performing at your best, there are millions, well, not millions, depending on what you do, but there's always something trying to grab your attention and take it away for something else. And we can't make all the distractions go away. We just can't. If you're working in an office, if you're working for someone else, even when you're working for yourself, there are things that are going to poke up and say, hey, I need your attention right now. So we need to find ways to step away for a short period of time, look at the distraction and say, it's an emergency. It needs to be dealt with now. It's important, but I need to finish this first. Or thanks for letting me know about it. I'll get to it in such and such a time so that you can get back to work, because every time we break our concentration, it takes almost 4 times as long to refocus. So it's important that we can manage those instead of letting them just take over.
Yeah, that is a super important thing. We have two viewers. Please say hi so we can acknowledge you. Thank you for watching.
Good
Um,
morning.
Linda, I love that, you know, how you put that. Like, where are you going to section this out today? I know that with a lot of my clients, they will tell me, I had this great idea, and so I started working on that. Well, what about what you were working on? And having a list, a running list next to you of this is a distraction idea. This is this is I think we call them my bunnies.
Yeah.
I always have my bunnies breed. And so and for me it's okay, I need to go change this one thing, which then has to be changed on my website. Then it has to be changed on my, all of these graphics need to be changed, or the bit.ly links need to be changed, or, there's just bunnies because you want to change one thing. And that really goes to show what happens when you get immersed in your business, right?
Right.
So I think that that's a great topic, and I would love to know, kind of talk a little bit more about how you help your clients overcome that distraction. You talked about, once you've got it categorized, then what do you do?
You assign it the priority it deserves, and then you stick to that priority. And I know with me and with a lot of my clients, that thing gets in my head. And really, in the past, the only way to make it go away was to just do it. And whatever system works best for you, whether it's writing it down on paper, whether it's making a note on your calendar with a reminder, file it in a place where it won't be forgotten, but it allows you to go back and attend, because the thing you were working on, hopefully, was something that you needed to be working on right now. Now, some of my clients, prioritizing is a really big issue for them. And I think one of my favorite ways to prioritize is the do it, delegate it, or dump it. And years ago, one of my mentors told me that, and I know he learned it from somebody else. So that's been around for a long time, but people have a hard time deciding, especially when you're a one-person shop. We tend to think we're the only ones that can do what we do. And there is, that's just not true. The basis of what we do our purpose, our reason for being in business. That's what we do. And there are others that can help us with the things that are not in our wheelhouse. Um, and if you're just starting out and you're not at a point where you can hire someone to do that, check into bartering with someone. That's made a big comeback, and it's really kind of nice. I mean, there are official bartering groups, or just get in a circle of friends, or if you're in a networking group, and talk about how you might be able to help each other out that way so that you can all help each other grow. Um, for me, when I was doing my photography, my poor husband, I mean, I loved him to death, but he was so good because I know he knew I was biting off way more than I could chew. But I thought by being a photographer, I would get to full time take pictures because that's what photographers do. And I quickly realized that yes, I take the pictures, and yes, I get to process them and get them to the client, but there was also the marketing. There was the accounts receivable, the accounts payable. I had to manage my website. I created my own website. I did all of those things, and some of them I enjoyed, but I found that the amount of time I actually got to spend doing the part of my business that I loved was extremely small, very small. And that's the hard part. I think we get distracted because we sometimes have an unrealistic vision of what being our own business person is. And there really aren't much in the way of classes out there that talk about that side of things, is how much time you're going to actually get to spend doing the part of your business that you love. And so that's a little off track with the distractions, but
No, I mean, it makes sense
yeah.
because, for the longest time, I don't want to market myself. I don't, I, my website currently is my ADHD all over it. I had to trade services with a web designer. She's on my 90-day program. She's a web designer. She's building a beautiful non-ADHD website. She's minimizing it. She's making it what it needs to be and what I wanted it to be all along. But I mean, I've built other people's websites. They're clean, they're precise,
Mhm.
they're what it needs to be. But my website is just all the bunnies. Uh,
And I think sometimes the hardest person to do things for is ourselves.
right,
It's kind of
exactly.
like, doing things for your family. If your spouse or your maid is a contractor, getting them to do the things at home.
Your mechanics, if you're married to a mechanic, your car never runs. If you're a contractor, we've all seen my house when I was married to my contractor.
Everything gets started and nothing gets finished because it's not being paid.
Exactly.
And
And
so the things that you do for yourself, treat yourself like your customer.
yeah.
And that will help minimize some of the distractions. You don't allow the distractions to interfere what you do for your customer.
But also take the time. A VA is
Yeah.
huge.
Hmm.
They can relieve a lot of stress. I know that I did services, I'm trading services with a VA. I'm making her my office manager. VAs are office managers. If you all did
Yes.
not understand that, they do your marketing. They have to research before they can post for you. There's a lot of things that they have to do, and so there's people who are like, oh, I can get a VA for 24 cents. Great. Go have fun with trying to keep up with their spelling and and all of the things for that 25 cents that you put into that, or get a really good VA and pay for that. Pay for an office manager to assist you. They're going to be able to raise your company to a different level because one, when you give them your ideas, they're going to be able to hone them in, right? They're going to be able to make that work. So, yes, as a business person, when you start out, money is tight. Sometimes there is. I work on my paycheck for my day job, right?
Mhm.
But if you can barter or you can find somebody who's really passionate, it's really worth it. And I know for accounting and pay and all of those things, I'm a my core advisor, and it's about $400 a month for basic bookkeeping, which is nothing compared to trying to do your books by yourself and trying to stay legally inside of the taxes and the terms and the what is and the what isn't. Paying somebody to take care of that stuff for you and make sure that when you need to get your portfolio for your CPA together, they will do all that. As a business person, I didn't get it. I mean, I know accounting, but I didn't get into it to do the accounting.
I
So
didn't do it,
utilize
I didn't get
companies.
into business to do the billing, the marketing, I just wanted to take my camera and go out and take pictures, and everybody would buy them because they were beautiful. And, in Colorado, there's over 10,000 photographers in business. So,
That's a lot.
yeah, and everybody's unique. So finding the audience for my brand of photography meant I had to market, and I didn't think I should have to do that. I had totally unreal expectations. And that can lead to a lot of distractions when you're working on what you need to be working on. And even if you don't know anybody to barter with or anything, for some people this is a really hard thing to do, but schedule it out and then honor the schedule. That was always my big problem because I saw it as things for me personally and not for my business. So they just didn't get done. And there's that old saying, if you treated your friends the way you treat yourself, you wouldn't have any friends. The same thing with your business. You have got to treat it like the money generating, the passion that it was in your head when you started it. You have to continue to feed that. And that can be tough. There's
And
so many
boundaries are tough.
boundaries are tough. There's so many things trying to interfere. You have to be really strong-willed with it and not in a I'm going to do it my way kind of way. If a way becomes apparent that is better, don't be married to the plan, be married to the outcome and make
One of
those
the
changes.
Yeah, one of the things that we have talked about inside of the group accountability, that we do inside of our Monday meetings, that's free, is we've all decided that we've created a block of time or a day a month, like the 15th of every month, where or like on every Friday is blocked out. So that is the day of the month or the day of the week that you get caught up on
Mhm,
the things that you pushed aside. And then if it happens that all the things that you got needed to get caught up on was a half day task, like you got everything done in that half day, then you get to go do spa day or you get to go somewhere, get outside of the office. So even if it's one day a month where anything that got forgotten or bypassed or stuff that you didn't want to do, you know, put that in your schedule. Leave a buffer day for the things that you're actively avoiding. I know that a lot of people join us on Tuesdays for task management. They get a lot of stuff done, but create a space in your calendar that is specific for the things that you're avoiding and hold the boundaries in your calendar. It takes a lot. It's a huge ordeal to really be able to hold the boundaries of no, this is my time for my business
mhm,
and have self time. Because if you burn out on your business because you're only doing business,
mhm.
you're going to burn out. So make sure you have time for family, make sure you have time for yourself, make sure you have time, for
For the things that are
clients and
important to
then
you,
your business. Yeah,
yeah, where you
exactly.
can de-stress. That's one thing I think the pandemic kinda helped us realize is that many of us were running on overdrive, and, you can't run on fumes for very long, and we're all fuel injected, so when we run out of gas, it takes a lot to get us started up again.
Yeah, it does. All right, everybody. Thank you so much, Linda. Is there anything you want to wrap up this conversation with?
Um, just that, there are ways you can do this. I know we talked about bartering, but I also have a 90-day laser focus program where I'll help you focus on that one thing that you're trying to get working on that keeps getting put aside for distractions or you're stuck. And we'll laser focus in on that for 90 days. And if we get that first thing done, you have 90 days. We can go to step two, step three. And it's good for our brains to do that as well. Just kind of put the blinders on, get this done, even if it's just for 30 minutes or an hour at a time, and allow your energy to go into whatever it is that you're working on.
I love that. Awesome. All right, everybody. Over on this side, there are QR codes. Please, please, please book with Linda, book with me. You can watch previous YouTube videos. But definitely, yes, over there.
I got it right
Definitely
this time.
go ahead and give us a visit. Thank you, everybody. Have a
Thanks,
great
everybody.
day.
Have a wonderful Thursday.